Emily Grant had everything people said they wanted: success, wealth, and a name that opened doors. At just 32, she was the CEO of a rising tech firm in San Francisco, the kind of woman others admired from a distance. But what no one saw was the storm behind her calm smile. Her company was collapsing under a massive data breach, investors were pulling out, and every sleepless night brought her closer to losing everything she had built. If you believe true kindness always finds its way back, please tap the like button now and subscribe to support more stories like this. That Friday afternoon, Emily stopped by a small grocery store outside the city. She wasn't there to shop, just to breathe. The automatic doors opened to the smell of roasted coffee and detergent. She grabbed a few essentials: milk, fruit, a frozen dinner, and waited in line, lost in thought. Ahead of her, an older man in worn jeans and a paint-stained jacket was nervously counting crumpled bills. The cashier's face turned stiff as he came up short. "It's fine," Emily heard herself say. She smiled and tapped her card before he could object. "Please, let me take care of it." The man froze, his eyes full of disbelief. "You don't have to." "I want to," she interrupted softly. "Just, pay it forward someday." He nodded, eyes glassy. "You have no idea what this means to me." Emily smiled, waved off his gratitude, and hurried out. Her phone was already buzzing, her assistant with another crisis call. In her rush, she didn't notice the small navy blue tote she had left on the counter. Inside that forgotten bag was a sleek silver flash drive, the only copy of her company's prototype algorithm, one that could fix the breach and save her entire firm. 3 days later, Emily sat in her office, staring at her reflection in the dark glass. Her board was ready to dissolve the company. The loss of that algorithm had been the final blow. She had searched everywhere, retraced her steps, called the grocery store. Nothing. Hope had vanished. Then, late that evening, her receptionist buzzed in. "There's an older gentleman here asking for you, says it's urgent." Emily frowned. "Send him in." The door opened, and there he was. The man from the grocery store, holding her blue tote bag in both hands. "I think this belongs to you," he said quietly. "Found it after you left. Took me a while to track you down." Emily stared, speechless. Her heart raced as she opened the bag and saw the flash drive. I can't believe it. How did you?" He smiled, lines deepening around his eyes. "I work part-time as a janitor at that store. When I found your name tag inside, I did some searching. Used to work in logistics before life went sideways." Tears welled in her eyes. "You saved me more than you know." He looked down. "You already saved me first." That night, the flash drive's code restored her system. Within 48 hours, her company was back online, stronger than ever. The breach was contained. Investors returned. The press hailed it as a miracle recovery, but Emily knew better. She invited the man, his name was Thomas Reed, to her office a week later. He arrived wearing the same worn jacket, clearly nervous. "I came to thank you," she said. "But also, to offer you something." She handed him a folder. "This is a contract for a new role. Head of Facilities Management. Full salary, full benefits. You said you used to manage logistics. I could use someone who doesn't just see systems, but people." Thomas's hands trembled as he accepted it. "You're serious?" "Completely," Emily smiled. "You reminded me what real wealth looks like." He nodded slowly, tears glistening. "You gave me my dignity back." Months later, Emily stood on stage at her company's annual conference. Behind her, the company's new motto flashed across the giant screen: "Kindness builds the strongest networks." She shared the story, not of the data breach, but of the day she bought groceries for a stranger. "In a world obsessed with transactions," she said, her voice steady but full of emotion, "never underestimate the power of compassion. Because what you give freely often circles back when you need it most. The audience rose in applause, unaware that Thomas stood quietly near the side curtain, wiping his eyes. We'd love to hear your story. What is the most memorable act of unexpected kindness you have witnessed or received? Share it in the comments below. And if this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe, because every act of kindness, no matter how small, has the power to change a life, and sometimes, to save one.